Hello gamers and collectors, it's your boy Kentman, and I have been thinking about Final Fantasy a lot, which is hard to not do because, you know, Square Enix has been kind of teasing something about Lightning. They got her new death mat. Maybe they're still floating around the possibilities of a Final Fantasy IX remake, and just, you know, overall the excitement for 7 Part 3, and especially because since, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics is coming up soon, so I'm just in a Final Fantasy mood. I'm just in a lot of good moods right now, but like, well, let's just talk about Final Fantasy right now. So let's jump into it.
Who's he?
Hitman!
He's not important!
Okay, so here's the tier list with every single game that has been released, but before we go any further, there is a few tiers that I do need to add. One, I'm going to add to below absolutely trash, which I'm actually going to change, maybe I might put this above trash. I'm going to put never played, and then I'm also going to add one more above this. I've played it, but I don't remember it. Starting off the list strong, I have never played Final Fantasy 1 through 5 ever in my life yet, but I plan on doing it eventually, so I'm just going to put all these down here right away because I've never played these ones. These are like the remakes a little bit. And then we have 6, which I have played before, but I don't remember playing it much. But I love Terra, I love Kafka. I think he's a really great villain. He is like a really intricate villain that it was like one of the only villains that kind of actually like won in the end in some ways, but like, it's a really good story, but I will put in, I played it, but I don't remember much of it. And then next we have Final Fantasy VII, my favorite game of all time. I love this game so much, so dare. We're just gonna talk about all the Final Fantasy VIIs right now. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is peak fiction. Remake, Rebirth, and Crisis Core Reunion are peak fiction. I love these games so much, especially Rebirth, my favorite game. I loved everything about that game, put so many hours into that, and I would do it all over if I could. If I could forget my memory and, like, you know, put more hours into that game again and play it all over again, I would. Even though I'll be able to play it on PC again where I get to play through the game again, it won't be the same as my first time playing through the game, going on to the different worlds from Cosmo Canyon to Garganga to, I know that this game had problems, but for me, like, you know, the Kate Sith dungeon was not all that fun. There was the, you know, the Chocobo in the Great Canyon, Cosmo Canyon wasn't all that fun at first, but after you learned it, it was kind of fun. To me, I didn't think this game had any trouble when it came to the mini games, because even though a lot of them were scripted into the story, there was some that were optional that you could just do if you chose to do so. All the stuff about this game is great. And then with Crisis Core, I mean, I love Zack. I just think his optimism is like some of the best of him trying to become a hero. He's just trying to do his best. But then as time goes on, he gets tangled up with Angeal and Genesis, and then also Sephiroth, but he's like confused on if he still wants to be part of Soldier, but like he's just going to try to keep part of his honor. And then, you know, the whole love story between Zack and Aerith. And I love all 3 of these games. All of them are amazing, great. They all make up Final Fantasy VII for me, and I love them dearly. And then you have Ever Crisis, which is the gacha game, which is my second favorite gacha. First favorite is definitely Brown Dust 2, then Nikke, and then it would be Ever Crisis. So like, I play it constantly all the time. I think this is the best iteration of a remake for the original Final Fantasy VII fans who wanted the original Final Fantasy VII remake treatment. I think this is definitely that, but it's in a gacha game form. Unfortunately, they also do Crisis Core with a good remake. And then the best part of this whole package is the First Soldier stuff, which also ties into a lot of the stuff for Rebirth and the remake project. I wish this was just its own game, like the First Soldier was its own game versus it being part of the gacha game, because like you still have to play the gotcha-ness to enjoy the game. Now, I don't mind that because I enjoy the gacha game part of it, but I know a lot of people don't. and a lot of people don't want to play the gacha game just to enjoy the game, like the good cutscenes that leads into remake. And I do believe at some point that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 will have a lot of stuff from First Soldier in the game. But I think these are all great games, all great Final Fantasy VII games. Now, the last one being Dirge of Cerberus, I do remember playing it. I did play it before, because, you know, the whole gun system wasn't all that bad to me as far as I remember, but I remember it had its cheesy moments with Vincent, and I think it had some cool ideas, but I don't remember it that completely. And I won't go play it again until I complete the Remake Part 3 trilogy, and then I'll go back and play this game to kind of finish the whole overall story for Final Fantasy VII. So I played it, but I don't remember it much. That is essentially every Final Fantasy VII that I wanted to talk about first. So now that we got it out of the way, we know how good it is for me, how amazing it is for me, we can move on to other Final Fantasies. I'm gonna go through and take out the ones I have never played. Now that we trimmed out the fat a little bit, this video will probably be a little bit quicker, which is Final Fantasy Tactics, which I have played before, but I was never good at it. I was never good at it, and I don't remember much of it. My cousin ended up picking up the game for me and started playing it for me because they were a lot better at tactics games than I was. And now that the remake is coming out, or remastered version is coming out, I'm a lot older and a lot smarter now. So eventually, as it comes out on September 25th, we'll see if I actually got better at tactics games, which I have. I actually love tactics games now. They're actually some of my favorite JRPGs to play. As years went by, I started playing like Fire Emblem and stuff and got better at thinking with my brain and strategy. And now I actually do want to play it again, but I never got the chance to play it again until now. So there's that. I have played Final Fantasy VIII, but it was right after 7, so I didn't appreciate it at the time. So I have to replay it again. So I'll just put it in. I played it, but I don't remember much of it. 8 is just like the middle child of 7 and 9. And Squall's cool. I thought he was really dope, you know, or Leon in Kingdom Hearts, if you want to be more technical. And I also like Riona. I think she's really cute character. But like, you know, you can't expect me to love 8 when 7 was just like so good. That might be blasphemy for a lot of people, but it is just the case. So we'll just go ahead and put the remaster version up there as well. I also have the PS4 remaster version. I just haven't played it yet. I'm actually going to make another new category. At the time when I was younger, I did play it, but I couldn't get past town with Vivi, and I really didn't understand what I was supposed to do in the game. So I never really got that far in it. But now that I'm playing it again as an adult, and we've been playing it on stream, I have been really enjoying Final Fantasy IX. I actually kind of want to play more of it, and I've been upset that I haven't been able to play it because there's just been a lot of things going on. People say it's peak fiction, and so far what I've played, it is. I've been really enjoying it, but I can't give my full opinion on it until I beat it. So then we have Final Fantasy X, which I am going to go ahead and put it up to peak fiction. First Final Fantasy game, well, second Final Fantasy game to make me cry. It was such a beautiful fucking story with Tidus and Yuna. I'm not going to spoil it just in case people haven't played 10, and you should play 10, but it has such a grounded fucking story, and I still think it has one of the best kissing scenes in all of video games, period. I didn't play 10-2 though. I mean, I played it, but I don't remember much of it, so I'm gonna have to put it right there, that along with the second part of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and just put this over here, and I'm gonna say it's peak fiction because this is the remastered version of it, and I mean, now it's enhanced with better graphics and all that, so like, it's still peak fiction up there. Final Fantasy XII. I do remember a lot, but I don't really remember that much. Like, I remember not liking Vaughn, but I love Fran. Bellathir. Yeah. He was a handsome Chad, which I think he was like really, really hot. Along with Fran. They both were very hot. And then we have Dissidia. Now, I played the shit out of Dissidia. I think this was like one of Final Fantasy's best fighting games that they had, and obviously I think this should just get ported to to Steam, this game specifically, this doesn't even need a remake that much. All it needs to be remastered and just put on the system on Steam with like online netcode. And me and my brother would go ham on this game. We would go back and forth almost all the time. It was insane. We got, I don't even know what that is. Is that Final Fantasy the 4 Heroes of Light? Yeah, never played that. But then we have Final Fantasy 13, my love. Now, I absolutely love Final Fantasy 13, and there was a point of time where Final Fantasy 13 became my favorite Final Fantasy for a long time because I love Lightning, mostly Sarah, because Sarah was played by Laura Bailey, and I have a bias for Laura Bailey because she's my favorite female voice actor, and I just love the overall story of Final Fantasy 13. Lightning was fucking cool. I mean, I just recently talked about it in my PS3 favorite fan service games, and I hope it actually does get a remaster, the whole trilogy for Steam at some point, because we do have the original one on Steam, but it's not as good as just a remaster with all three of them. And they've been hinting at a lot of stuff for Lightning, from the figure, from the death mat, and like it makes me wonder if they are thinking about doing it. They did put the question out there if they was going to, so I would love to see that. So like, please make it happen, because we're gonna just go ahead and talk about the other two. Now, 13-2, I enjoyed a lot, but I don't think I ever finished beating it. But I loved playing as Sarah. I didn't really care about the other guy, the guy that was in the game. I think it would have been cooler just to have Snow there, but like I don't really remember the story all that much. So I'm gonna say that both Lightning Returns and Final Fantasy 13-2 are both flawed but enjoyable, because I just love Final Fantasy 13 in general, but these games are fun, and the story, actually, I think this has major problems, but this is enjoyable but flawed. We have Dissidia 2. I think they made the combat a lot better, and the story was somewhat better. But I don't remember playing this one as much as I played this first one. Like the first one, I played nonstop. But the second game, I don't remember playing that much. I don't know why. Next ones, I haven't played these. And then, of course, I have played Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. I played Final Fantasy XIV in the beginning when it was just A Realm Reborn. I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not remember much of the story. It was so long ago since I played A Realm Reborn and went through the storyline of that. I loved Final Fantasy XIV, and I probably would still be playing Final Fantasy XIV. However, the only problem is that it's an MMO, and I don't have time for an MMO as much as I want to. And I don't like that you have to have a subscription to play it in general. I wish it was one of those games where you could just play it for free and just be on it. And if you want to do like the higher big content, you have to pay for it and stuff like that. Cause like that's what DC Universe Online does, where you can play the game for free. And if you want to get legendary, you get to, play all the content anytime you want. And then also you get to like, get other benefits and stuff. But the fact that you have to pay a subscription every month, I don't really care for that. But, I wouldn't say, I guess that's the only flaw, so I'm just going to put it in flawed but enjoyable, because I really love building up my my classes of like my job classes, like fishing and selling and stuff, because some of the times I enjoy that more than the actual like story and combat and stuff. And one of these days I'm going to have to just like watch all the cutscenes for like A Realm Reborn up to like Heaven's Ward to like maybe get me back into it, but I don't know. We'll figure out that in the due time. But Final Fantasy Type-0 HD, that was a PSP game originally, but got a remaster, and I hated this game. This game was so ass. If the controls just sucked, which I think is the most important part about any game, I think it just doesn't make it fun for me. But maybe I have to go back and replay it, because I think I like the story of Final Fantasy Type-0, but like it had major problems, and that's the downfall behind it. Because I remember I had like a whole standee for this game. I was like so excited for it. And then when I played it, it was god awful. I couldn't get past it because of the controls. Dissidia NT. Now, I think this game had some good things about it, like the cutscenes for this game was really good. I think just the battle system in general was not great. I think this is just major flaws because Koei Tecmo helped design this game, and like I think the overall design and like ideas were cool, but it just wasn't executed well. I just wish it was this, but this story and level of cutscenes. That's all we wanted. That's all we needed. But like this game was so bad, but somewhat fun at the same time. I really did enjoy the bondness and the bro adventure, and I enjoyed Noctis, not Sasuke. I think this game was very fun, but was enjoyable but flawed. I think the game was very short, and I really like Sydney, and I think that she should have been part of the main characters as well, but you know, that's just me. The overall adventure and open worldness was great, and the funny thing is this game had to walk so these games could run. Essentially this game, because like this is what this game is what this is was trying to be, but Rebirth just did it so much better. I didn't play the DLC. I didn't play this, and I haven't played for 16 yet. I don't know if I have any interest in playing 16. Like, I love the game because of Ben Starr being the voice actor, because Ben Starr is amazing and he's awesome. But I haven't played 16, and I don't know if I heard that I've seen, from what I've seen and played the demo of the 16, it looks like a fun game and it feels like a fun game. It's just in the direction that I don't really care for Final Fantasy. It goes in more of a, you know, the Game of Thrones medieval kind of like style, but I don't really care for medieval kind of stuff that much. But that's just me. No hate on the game, but it's just not for me. So that means I didn't play any of the DLC that went with it. And there you go. That is me ranking every single one of the Final Fantasy games and going through it and talking about it. Now, as my mission for me is to play every single Final Fantasy game at some point in my lifetime. So that's why I do Final Fantasy Fridays, to try to play through all the games that I haven't played and actually have like a real strong opinion about it. That's my entire list of the Final Fantasy games. Let me know if this was booty butt cheeks, if I need to burn in hell because I didn't rank a certain game a certain way. Let me know, I guess. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy it, let me know by being a fan of that like button, because you know, fan service is the best kind of service. And I will see you in the next video next time. Bye.